Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is for you. I am back, Grumpy Granny, am here to do a little tutorial. Well, I guess it's more of an informational video today. So I often do get asked, what are the advantages of having a store subscription when you sell on eBay? And that is what I'm going to talk about today. Are you excited? Yeah, good. I did say a while ago, someone in one of my video comments did ask specifically for that. And just with all the stuff of leaving StreamYard and trying to find an alternate way of doing things, I did have to put that on hold for a little while. So I am going to do it now, however. There are a couple of advantages to having a store. Now, one of the main advantages is that you can actually create a store homepage and set up the look of your store, which means, in effect, you can brand your store. You can create a brand, and I will show you what I've done on mine, and put a store banner in there to make it look nice. You can do different things like have your own store categories, which is a great way of doing things, I find. And I guess the other thing is that you can run sales and promotions. You get to send out newsletters to your buyers, to your followers. That is a great promotional tool, great marketing. So that's a really good thing. And the other thing is that just remember, you can claim the cost of your source subscriptions against your income, so it can be included in your tax return as a legitimate expense. Always a good thing. I'll go through all the specifics with setting up your store in a sec. I'll show you my store. But you also can put a video in there promoting and saying what your store is and that sort of stuff, which can be a bit of fun, a bit daunting for people if you've never done that sort of thing before. But I have made a tutorial on that in amongst one of my videos. But I guess one of the things that people want to know is the cost, which is probably the biggest thing for a lot of people. Here are the fees for if you don't have a store subscription. So you've got your fixed fee, which is 30 cents per item, and that goes on every transaction. Then there are variable fees. So they start at 13.4% for the sale amount up to $4,000. And then if it's over $4,000, there is an extra 2.5% on top. So it's a variable fee depending on the category. So some categories cost less than others. Category which covers things like media, clothing, all that sort of stuff, it's 13.4%. If you do have a store subscription, here are the fees. Go away, chat assistant, I don't need you. So it's 33 cents an order. We get charged a little bit more for that final transaction fee. Then you've got your variable fees, which of course, depending on what you're selling in. Now, if you're someone that sells in the home appliances and technology area, your final value fee is only 8.3%. And remembering that these amounts that I'm telling you are the fees up to $4,000. But if it's tier 2 categories, it's 11.44%. These different amounts here are the different store sizes. So I'm just going to concentrate on this one, which is the main one, and that's the basic store that you would get if you're going to be starting out. If you're selling in vehicle parts and accessories, 12.43%. So as you can see, these are all still quite a bit lower than what you are paying if you don't have a subscription. Now, in that tier 4 category, it's 13.89%, and that's versus 13.4%. Might not sound like a lot of difference, but it does add up depending which category you're selling in. And you can actually work it out, do some equations or ask ChatGTP. I'd be putting it in there, actually. If I was trying to work it out now, I did all the maths on it when I first started to see what was going to be better for me. At what point was I going to start saving money by selling at paying that cheaper rate? Because that does make a difference over time. You're paying slightly cheaper fees. Now, yes, if you pay the bigger subscription, now this is 13.09. Now, if you pay the middle-sized store subscription, that changes to 11.77, which is quite a big difference. $27.45 a month for the basic store, $82.45 a month for the featured store, and $604 a month for the anchor store. So you want to be pretty big if you're going to be doing an anchor store. When you look at the other advantages of having a store, sometimes the money part of it, of what you're saving in fees, doesn't come into it because there are those differences in when you have a store subscription. So I'm going to take you and show you my store. So here is my store. It says Grogy's Patch, which is officially my store name, but I call my store Grumpy Granny's Store of Wonders. I'm actually going to change that to Grumpy Granny's World because my YouTube channel is Grumpy Granny's World, and so is my Instagram account. So I'm going to change my store name to that because I've got this row to show the newly listed stuff. eBay will automatically populate that for me. But then I've got these featured items and top picks and popular, and I actually do those myself. So I choose what goes in there and when they change. So if I'm, sort of promoting kids' books, say, well, I've got scary stuff in there sort of at the moment because it is coming up to Halloween. So I've done the whole ghost thing for Halloween. And same with clothing. When the seasons change, it's great because you can change the sort of things that you've got on your store that people can look at and click on. Then you get to do this really great big who's or what's here. And at different times, I've had that doing different things where I've had a really great picture here with jeans and said, denim's great and all that sort of thing, and shop now. And then they can click on this. That took them to all my listings that were in my jeans and denim category. And that's because I have a jeans and denim store category. At the moment, because I'm doing the variation listings on the books and it's buy two, get one free, I've chosen to do that instead. So the person just come here and they can just click on this, go shop now, and it will actually take them to all my variation listings. So I think that's a great thing. You've got your shop, and then you've got this sales section, which is, as I said, mine's got the buy two, get one free. If you've got other sales that you are doing, they will show up in here too. So I've only got this running at the moment, but if I actually had, say, a 20% off sale running, that would also show up in here. Then you've got your about section. So if you go into the about section, you can write a little blurb. Look, some people hardly write anything, but I did the whole thing. Mine says, I'm Grumpy Granny from Grogy's Patch in Central Victoria, Australia. Previous to this, I spent years looking after my family. Now I have the opportunity to build my own small business. I originally sold everything but the kitchen sink, as I loved finding lots of different and unusual items to present to you. But in order to grow my business, I'm narrowing down what I sell. Books, vinyl records, jeans and other clothing are what you will find in my store, with a focus on Australian vintage and plus sizes. I always want you to be happy with your purchases, so I do offer free returns if you're not happy for any reason. I take a lot more photos than most sellers because picture paints 1,000 words and can describe items far better than any blurb I might write. Reselling has now become a full-time job that lets me enjoy my love of op shops and vintage while recycling and saving each sold item from landfill, one listing at a time. And it tells the people that I'm a top-rated seller, and if you have specific store policies, as in free returns and different postage policies, they are in there too. But the other thing which you'll see here is they also have this where you can have a video. It's Grumpy Granny from Grogy's Patch. Hi, I'm Leanne, also known as Grumpy Granny from Grogy's Patch. I'm a full-time reseller on eBay. I like to sell Australian vintage when I can find it, but I also sell other used and new clothing and lots of books. You can also find me on YouTube as Grumpy Granny. It only goes for 36 seconds, which is way more than enough, I think, if you're wanting to promote your store. Having store categories is great. It is a really good tool and helps you also manage your business and how you want to sell. And you can have your categories. You can have up to 300 categories. I currently have 29, although I don't have things in every one of those categories at the moment. And so the advantage of doing this is that you can use these categories to promote items on your store and in your newsletter. It also makes it much easier if you want to do a sale, for example. So if I decided I wanted to do a sale just on, say I had a heap of flatware in there and I wanted to put just that on sale and say that encompasses more than one eBay category, well, I don't have to worry about that, because if I have my category, I can use my category and say I want to have everything in my category for sale. So that is an advantage there. The other thing is you get to send out store newsletters, which is really good. I do get some sales from sending out the store newsletters. My last newsletter, so this is between 19th of July, so this is probably 2 or 3. I generally only send out one once a month. Some people will send them out weekly. actually, at the eBay webinar that I did, I asked the question how often you should send out newsletters. The suggestion was from eBay that don't send them more frequently than once a fortnight, was what they said. In that time, from July till October, the newsletters I've had have reached 1,486 people. The good part is that it's been opened by 34% of those people. So nearly 35% have actually opened them, which is pretty good. And the click-through rate, which is when they actually click on something in the newsletter that takes them into the store and eventually works out a sale, is 2.69%. So they're possibly things that I've sold that I wouldn't have sold if I didn't have this store and being able to send out the newsletter. The other thing is with your marketing. So you can actually, if I go in here, right, so this activity tracker, this is the summary within the marketing section, and there are marketing tools. So there's volume pricing tools that you can use. There's creating sale event tools that you can use, and there's creating coupons that you can use. And they're really good. Sale events are great, and you can have all different types of sale events, whether it's a straight percentage off or whether it's buy three, get this much off. And it can be either a percentage off or a dollar amount off. So there's all different ones you can do there. And the same with the coupons. You can apply the coupons to all different things. So that's having that is huge. The other advantage is, which I'll show you if we go into performance section, at the very top of the performance page, there's this little section, and there is a thing called the Listings Quality Report, which updated every 2 days, you get a new report. I will say it's possibly not every 2 days. You might get one every day sometime, and then sometimes it might be 3 or 4 days. So the 12th of October is the last one that's there, but it is such a great help to help you grow your business and tell you where are the places that you can improve, what you can do to improve, and all that sort of things. And it gives you a rating against other people, other sellers in the same category. Now, whilst you might say, well, what do you need that for? But it's not so much that. So it gives you a number. It'll say you're ranked 98 out of X amount of sellers, right, in a category. I find that's a great tool for me. It helps me set goals for myself. So rather than me saying and comparing myself to where others are, I look at it and I say, well, I'm number 98 at the moment. I want to get down under 90. In the jeans category at the moment, on that one, I am number 92 in the women's jeans. So it took me a while to get under 100. My aim is to get into the top 10 of jeans sellers for women on eBay. And then when I get to that, then I start working and aiming at doing it on another category. I think I'm about 110 or something in the men's jeans. So not quite under the 100 yet, but it won't take much for me to get under that. And those figures aren't based on just selling jeans and the amount of jeans that you sell. And I'll use jeans as the example. Those figures are based on how many jeans you sell, plus how many jeans you list, the quality of your listing as well. So it takes into account how many photos you have, how many keywords you use, all those things go into the eBay algorithm working out where you sit. And so I find that a really motivating tool that I want to get up to that next level. So that is a huge advantage, I have to say. Now, I do have to say that over and above all the things that I've talked about, the one clear advantage to having a store for me personally is being able to use listing templates. Now, not everybody uses as many templates as I do, because at the moment, if I want to make a new one, I have to delete one. You are allowed to have 50 different templates, and I have used every single one of them. This makes my listing so much quicker. I have templates made to go with all sorts of my listings. So, for example, if I want to list a new women's top, I can just go in here and create a new listing from this template. I have everything that I possibly can already pre-filled out. It means that I can do a listing in half the time that it would normally take, sometimes even quicker, because depending what you're selling, if 3/4 of your fields are automatically filled out in your template, again, it makes it 3 times quicker. Like, say you've got a special book collection, right? And they're really expensive books. They're all made by the same publisher because they were kind of a a set that they bought out, but you're not going to sell them as a set because of the value of the books. And really the only thing you have to change in each listing is the title, the actual book title and the author. You could make a template for that or adjust one of your existing ones for that, and you could have that all pre-filled out, and then you only have to change those couple of things and put your photos in and list, and away you go. It is the most brilliant thing. So there you go. Those to me are the advantages of having a store. Was there anything else with the stores that I said that I would show you and then I haven't? No, I think I've shown you everything. I guess the store branding and the store branding and being able to do the sales are probably more important than the amount of money that you'll save, especially if you're only going to have a basic store. Then that's sort of bigger advantage. So I hope you found that helpful. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this new platform working out where I actually should be looking so that I look like I'm looking at you. So I hope that me doing this shows that I am looking at you. Let's see. On the replay, I'll have to go back and watch it when I edit it, won't I? All right, boys and girls, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you being here today, and I will see you next time. Bye now.